It's 3-0. Melania Sauma leading, and Erica Manilla now with a chance to answer back in the finals of our girls 18 and under singles.
Great serve.
That's going to give her her first. Nope, I think they're calling it a second serve, actually.
Oh, really?
Manilla pumping herself up. It's so important to be your own cheerleader out there, too, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, and a big skip for Manilla. This is Erica Manilla's last year playing as a junior. She is currently 19 years old, and she plays up at Arizona State University along with Melania Sauma. They both play over there in Arizona. This is also Sauma's last year as a junior. So these two are fighting for gold in their final year as a junior before they're stuck with only being able to play in the adult tours, the World Championships, Pan American Racquetball Championships.
That looked like a skip to me. What do they call?
They called a skip. That'll be a side out for Manilla. That's tough, right up against that side glass. Manilla in the way. Replay.
Replay, yes. Looked kind of like an avoidable to me, but.
Yeah, it's such a tough call as a referee, but you got to go for it.
Ooh, ace serve.
Nice ace for Manilla, now 2 serving 4.
Nice touch.
I like to see that when players have different shots in their pocket. Looks like Manilla is going to call a timeout. Sauma is leading 4-2. So we'll be right back in just a moment to see if USA can turn it up. We're back in the finals of the girls 18 and under singles, where these two players are playing as their last year as juniors and both going for gold.
Oh, nice shot.
I think it's smart she keeps running her to the back of the court, not giving Sauma many options.
I know, I think for Manilla, the key is to make her run.
That's a good call. And a skip for Sauma.
Trying to go for the rollout.
Manilla creeping her way back 1 point at a time. It's 3 serving 4.
Short serve. Manilla couldn't handle the power.
Yeah. She self-talks and tells herself to move her feet. So we're here with Nikhil Prasad, who is a Team USA member. Nikhil, what divisions were you playing? Tell everybody.
I was playing 10 and under singles and 10 and under doubles.
Was this your first ever Junior World Championship?
Yes.
Excellent.
Nice shot.
Yeah, Manilla going down the line. We hear that a lot, go down the line, go down the line. Is that something your coach tells you quite often?
Yes, they say if you know how to do down the line, pinches are easy and everything. Down the line is harder because you need more control, more power.
And a pinch shot is a little bit more of the glorious shot, but I think down the line is, like you're saying, more power and more consistent.
Yes.
Second serve.
was painful. Skipping right up.
Yeah, I think we've seen, unfortunately, a lot of mistakes from both players. They both have a couple skips. I think that's why the score is so low right now and so close. It's 4 serving 3. We've seen a lot of changeover between side outs.
Manilla pumping herself up. Nice shot.
She made that down the line look nice and smooth. And just like you were saying, Nikhil, that's a winner.
Yes.
Nice cross court.
Wide angle.
Both these players very experienced. They've been playing long juniors careers. And they must come across and practice with each other over at ASU. Good reaction from Sauma. A lot of short balls there. Tough rally. Another point for
Sauma getting a lot of shots.
Yep. It's 5-3. Wow, and a skip for Manilla.
Manilla isn't playing a real game right now. She typically is better, but right now she's skipping most of her shots. Long serve. Nice shot. Manilla pumping herself up.
Yeah, I think Manilla needs something right now. She needs to earn this next point in order to maybe pick herself up a little bit and keep herself in this fight.
Nice shot. Sauma let her have it.
Yep, she missed her opportunity, and that gives Manilla the point she needs. It's 4-6. See if she can keep herself right up in it against Sauma.
Great shot. Sauma turning around, saying yes to her coaches.
Yeah, Costa Rica has a big racquetball program. They have some beautiful courts down there. And that's actually where the next Pan American Racquetball Championships will be in March 2017.
Nice. Great shot.
These players are very evenly matched so far, kind of nobody getting more than really 1 point in a row.
Trying to tap it in the corner, but it couldn't happen.
Sauma looks back at her coaches. Mia cuts off the serve. I feel like Sauma has a nice touch. She's not all about power all the time, and she has a mix-up in her shots.
And she has a smooth swing.
Definitely a smooth swing. She's saying watch the encroachment to the ref.
Skip.
Yeah, Manilla is just a little bit off.
Kind of mad at herself right now for skipping that shot.
Yeah, definitely. She's saying, Erica, come on.
Great shot.
Yeah, I feel like that mental focus takes such a potential toll on players.
Great shot. Nice wide angle. Sauma couldn't get to it.
Manilla now 5, serving 8. Another big skip. I've seen a lot of mistakes from Manilla.
Yeah.
This is a different reaction from her. She's trying not to get too emotional and maybe reining in, taking some control. Let's see if she can side out Sauma. 8 serves 5.
Ooh. Manilla tries to cut it off, but Sauma kills it right back. Sauma's starting to feel Manilla's game.
Skip for Sauma.
5 serving 9.
Nikhil, what do you think Erica Manilla needs to do differently against Sauma from what you've been seeing so far in game 1?
She shouldn't make as many mistakes.
So maybe it's a little bit of herself beating herself? Maybe. And what things is Sauma doing well?
Sauma's really forcing it against Manilla. She's countering her power shots and getting her shots right wrong.
Looks like Costa Rica is going to go ahead and call a timeout. We'll be right back in just a few minutes with more of our singles final. We're back now, and Tim Baghurst is joining me on the mic. Tim, you were just witnessing something pretty special. Tell us where you were.
That's right, Laura. One of my responsibilities here as the new media marketing director for the IRF is to witness some of the neat things that the IRF does and record them. And one of the things that we saw happen this morning was an agreement with the Chinese Racquetball Federation for having the World Championships in China in 2 years' time. So we're very, very excited about that. China's very excited about that. They're already working on developing a youth program as well as an adult program, working specifically with the Koreans to develop some cross collaboration between those two countries, which is neat to see. The Koreans have volunteered to offer their services as coaches and educators to develop this Chinese program. So
That's
it's
awesome.
really neat to see new countries emerging from different areas where we haven't seen it before.
Well, that'll be an outstanding opportunity for the IRF to go and have a world championship in China.
Absolutely.
Some new courts and help spread the joy of racquetball and the growth of the sport around the world.
And they've agreed to build a 6-court facility, a brand new one, over the next year to prepare for those world championships. And I should mention that, you know, a lot of these players may have a parent born in a specific country, and therefore they play for that country. Just because you live in a specific country doesn't mean you have to play for them. So we see players who come from different countries. Gustavo Farrell, for example, our official, plays at the World Seniors representing Uruguay because that's where he's from, but he lives in the U.S. So if you are a parent, at least with respect to the juniors, and maybe have a passport from a different country, you may be able to represent a country here at the World Juniors with your child. So do contact us if you're interested or want to know more, and we can put you in touch with that country's federation.
Well, Erica Manilla now leading 10-9. She's battled her way back, and I think she's really shown some mental strength. She was making a lot of skips up to this point, but I feel like in that last timeout, she's come out really focused and she's cut down on errors, and she's given it now to Sauma a little bit.
That's really nice to see. She looks
slide
hurt.
there. Yeah,
I think she's twisted her ankle.
rolled it a little bit.
She's
Yeah.
entitled to a timeout because that was contact with the floor. She seems
So she's okay.
Got a packed audience here. I spoke to one of the Costa Rican coaches before this match and said, what does Sauma have to do in order to pull this off? Because she isn't the favorite here by any means. And he said, well, she's a smart player. She doesn't go for too much. She has to take her chance when she gets it. And he said Manilla is more of a shooter. And so Melania really has to get her into the back of the court and wait for her chance. So let's see if she can come back in this first game. That's a good shot from her. And really, a lot of people wouldn't have expected this. Sauma's very emotional, as you can see. Even Manilla in the back.
Yeah, she's been a little emotional as well. She didn't start out so strong, so she was a little bit more animated. She's calmed down a little bit now and cut down on some of her mistakes, and I think that's making a difference in Manilla's game.
Very frustrated in the back is Manilla. Come on, she says.
Sauma ties it up, 10-10.
Beautiful hands.
Nice pinch from Sauma, gives her the advantage now, 11-10.
Well, the opportunity there came from a poor return from Manilla. Came back to the middle of the court, allowed Sauma to do whatever she wanted to it. She took a pinch. I think Manilla was expecting a pass.
Right into the ground there, 12-10 now.
Again, this is, even though it's only 2 points, mentally she's just lost the last couple points along with a side-out rally. Maybe take a timeout. You've got another one.
Yep.
So take another timeout and regroup.
Looks like Manilla is going to go ahead and take that timeout as Sauma is in the lead now, 13-10. We'll be right back. We're back as Melania Sauma steps back out on the court. Erica Manilla calling that timeout. And one of the potential differences maybe between some of the pressure that these players are feeling right now, Sauma playing more internationally, playing in more events, and probably more tournaments throughout the year than Erica Manilla, although both are currently at Arizona State University playing on the team there.
Maybe more international events for sure.
Right.
Sauma has been playing for Costa Rica for a long time. She is the primary singles player, doubles player there for Costa Rica. She had a partner. They won doubles last year, but her partner is studying for medical school and has stopped playing racquetball for the moment. So it's really her, and so there's not the pressure necessarily of qualifying for the team.
Yeah, and I think we've seen Sauma in more upper division challenges, like we saw her at the Worlds. We saw her at the Pan American Racquetball Championship. So she's played up a level, or a couple levels as well.
Yeah, so she's been playing people who are older than her, more experienced, and that may give her an edge. And you see just Manilla just really struggling, and I think you could break this down to fitness and just playing rallies. I think if Manilla just did stop shooting and just went a little bit higher, she would win these rallies. But she's going for everything when she doesn't have to. She's the fitter, faster person.
It's 10 serving 13. And this is still only game one. These two have been battling it out kind of long. We're at 23 minutes so far in game one.
And this is what we want to see in a final.
For sure. Oh, she turned her wrist, it looked like, a little too hard on that one. 11-13.
One of the things I do like about Sauma, and I've refereed her for many years now, is her approach to the game. She's very positive for the most part. She doesn't mind laughing at herself. That's a great cross-court pass from Manilla, Costa Rica need to take a timeout here, I think.
12-13, Manilla creeping up, playing it 1 point at a time.
She's a very positive person. She plays very fair. And it's great to see her in this final competing, because she's longed for this opportunity for many years, and here she is. She gets it in a great environment, in a packed house, live streamed. What could you want from this but what we have here?
Sauma's serving now, 13-12. Manilla cuts that one off. Ooh, and it sneaks by Sauma.
You can see there, she's smiling. She's okay. She handles the pressure quite well. She's faced a lot of stiff competition. Even in the world, she's playing people like Paola Longoria on a regular basis. And so she's used to playing people she's expected to lose to, and she gives a good fight. And here she is, competing away. Ooh. That's a big skip, surely a timeout.
Ties it up 13-13, and just as Timothy Baghurst predicted, she takes that timeout. We'll be right back in just a moment with more of our final. But we're back now talking about serves and reading coaches here on the sidelines, as Tim Baghurst has been predicting those timeouts quite well, especially in our finals today. We're watching Erica Manilla, who has been making her way back against Melania Sauma. This is USA versus Costa Rica.
I would like to know why Manilla has her left knee taped up. Is it a precaution, or is there something going on there? We haven't really seen any issues over the week with her movement.
No, but I did notice she's had it taped up for the last couple of days. I've seen her on some of the other courts. She is pumped up right now. One more point will do it for her.
One more, she screams. And there was a great example where she cut it off. Most people leave that. It's waist to chest high. You don't want to hit that difficult shot. She had the confidence to just take that for a clean winner. Here's her chance. Oh, it's really high. Another one. Oh, what hands.
Soft touch too from Sauma.
You think this doesn't mean a lot for these players? Well, just look at the way they respond after these points.
I love their reactions. This is especially what we like to see in the finals. These two ladies are pumped up.
But look at how she controlled that last shot. You're game point down, and you're able to take a nice, smooth touch shot to the front wall. That's so difficult to do in such a tense environment.
We've seen that smooth and softness from her all game one so far, and it's been nice to watch how she mixes it up like that. Manilla going for it. She needs to close it out right now. She's gonna call a timeout, but unfortunately she doesn't have one left.
So here's the deal. As far as officiating goes, if you call a timeout and you don't have any available, that should be a technical. It's considered a delay of game.
Well, it's interesting then that the Costa Rican coach doesn't say anything because they get that point back.
Yeah, that's a coaching error.
It's that
they should know that rule.
Oh, down the line winner, 15-13. Bit of a victory right there in Sauma's ear.
So that was huge. If that indeed was what we saw,
and we'd still be
that
playing.
was huge. We'd still be playing. Manilla would be down 13-13.
I'm confident I saw the ref shake his head like you don't have one, so I think that was a miss then on the technical. For those of you at home that want to check out the official rules of the IRF, you can do so at internationalracquetball.com. You should be familiar with these rules. We'll be back in just a moment to see what happens in Game 2. We're back at the finals of the girls 18 and under singles. We'd like to remind everyone to support and follow International Racquetball. You can do so on Facebook. They're also on YouTube. You can check out all the past archives match. They have some really great throwbacks on there as well. So go ahead and visit that at International Racquetball. And of course, all the information you need on the IRF can be found at internationalracquetball.com. And I truly do encourage you to check out the rules. It is something that the IRF has been working very hard to make better. Check out those rules because it's important for players to know that, especially when you come to events like this. And not just the players, right, Tim? The coaches as well.
Coaches and officials. We have officials from, I believe, 13 different countries. And so that creates some issues because, you know, some of them may not speak English as their first language, and the rules are in English. That's the official language of the IRF. And so that's part of the training that they go through. There were some mistakes yesterday. We saw the 3 technicals given in a game, and it should have been the end of the game. And that's just an official error, and they happen. The referees are required to referee multiple matches during the day, and we get time off as well, of course, but we make mistakes. We're human. And so it's part of that learning process of understanding, okay, I made that mistake. That, just like a player, that I need to work on that to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Learn from those mistakes and let's all make it better and grow together. And Manilla starts out leading in game 1-0. Sauma telling herself to stay calm and stay in control. But Manilla took a lot of momentum going into game 2. Long serve.
Just a reminder, after this match, we'll be interviewing the winner, and also we'll be interviewing the Chinese Federation about their experience here. This is their first event to attend, and they had some flight delays and only got in yesterday, and so they're enjoying this match as well as the one we already saw this morning. So it's a great opportunity for them to see the sport at its finest, and here we are watching juniors playing tremendous racquetball, and I hope you're enjoying it wherever you're watching.
Sauma with another off-speed shot, but Manilla there to answer that.
Yeah, that one probably was not the best choice. She liked that soft touch, but down the line would have been a higher percentage shot. She left it up. Manilla is very athletic. She got to it and was able to put it away.
It's only 1-0 in game 2. Nice down the line for Manilla. She's saying that was smart. Things are heating up out there on the court. They've been warming up to this since game 1.
Sauma telling herself to calm down. Fist pump after every point right now from Manilla. That can actually be a tool that you can use as a player to get in the head of your opponent.
Yeah,
you're in the ascendancy, you're reminding them that you're in charge. And if you're not experienced, you can let it get away from you. Maybe a timeout here. No, she's going to take a timeout on the court, we'll call it, raising her racket. Players were allotted 10 seconds after the score is called.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, though, about the emotion that we're seeing from Manilla controlling some of the tempo out there on the court, and maybe Sauma's letting it get to her a little bit.
A lot of balls are coming off the back wall. That was a good serve from Manilla. But again, oh, here's our timeout, Laura.
I think it's a good call for Sauma. She needs to find something that works against Manilla. Manilla's kind of wailing away right now. We'll be right back in just a few minutes to see what Sauma can switch up. Well, Sauma and Manilla coming back out on the court. Sauma a little frustrated as Manilla is now controlling the tempo in game 2. Tim, what do you think Sauma needs to do differently? She's down 5-0.
Well, based on what I've seen her, how she's played over the last few years, she's quite capable, but she has to play her style. We'll let this point finish. And that's her
nice
style.
Get, and then down the line.
That was much smarter. You saw she pushed Manilla side to side.
She seemed in control.
Whereas at the beginning of the second game, you know, maybe psychologically it hurts when you lose a close one. And so maybe she tried to hit it a little too hard. Whereas that was classic Sauma. Side to side, playing smart shots. But you have to execute when you have the opportunity. And that was one where she had to execute. Kept her feet very facing forward, kind of pushed at it a little bit. And that's one of those ones you can see she's practicing her swing in the background. She had to follow through with that swing. I'd like to see Sauma test Manilla out with these lob serves. A lot of drive serves are coming off the back wall. See, that's not going to work. Oh, it's a good pickup, though. Has to be an avoidable hinder. Indeed it is. No complaint from Sauma. And she just stood there.
6-0.
It doesn't matter how high the ball is.
Sauma appealing.
She made no effort to get out of the way. It's the call is failure to move. Big skip from Manilla, but she had the opportunity. The ball came way off the back wall. So I'd like to see maybe some lob serves down the side of this glass. We know how difficult it is to see. Instead, she goes to the backhand. But really, I'm not sure.
Not sure if they're calling encroachment, it looks like. And there was an appeal from Manilla. But there's the first point then for Sauma, 1-6.
So a loss and of appeal because both line judges agreed. Players get 3 appeals per game.
And a skip for Sauma.
But most of the skips from Manilla, at least since I've been watching, have come on the forehand side, not the backhand. And most players typically will serve to the backhand because they think it's weaker. As a consequence, most players practice the backhand more than the forehand. And so sometimes it's an advantage just to try out that forehand because it might be a little looser. The swing might be, of course, that was beautiful. But you saw she got set up there. She was really prepared for that shot. The swing is wider, and so more can go wrong on a forehand, whereas a backhand stays very close to your body and can be more controlled. Especially with the serve. Serving to the forehand just is so rarely done that sometimes it just throws a player.
Right,
they're not comfortable doing it because they don't practice.
For.
Exactly.
I love seeing both of the expressions
here we
from
go.
these players.
Oh, good pickup from Sauma. It's a screaming match right now, Laura.
It is. It's been really interesting watching the two of them go back and forth as they win points with their expressions, and I feel like it's really working for Manilla over Sauma because that energy is, as I've said before, controlling some of the tempo in game 2.
Oh, that's a big foot fault. Good call. Jaime Martel from Mexico. In fact, I believe this is an all-Mexican referee team, official team. She's got to do better there. She's where she wants to be, near the encroachment line. She's got to avoid these skips. One of the things while players warm up, we generally don't show that live, but it would be interesting sometime to watch that live if you're at home because players rarely practice serves when they warm up.
That's
and
true.
So they walk into the court and then hit their serves and they haven't practiced it. Got another skip. Maybe a timeout? No, elects not to. Oh, and she does.
Changes her mind, goes for that timeout. Erica Manilla leading 9-1 in game 2. We'll be right back with more of our 18 and under girls singles final. Well, we're back in the finals where Melania Sauma takes the court, keeping her arm warm. She needs to switch something up against Manilla, but I think she's been beating herself a little bit. We've been talking about those skips that she's been having on the forehand side.
We see this a lot. It's just momentum. Manilla won the first game. Psychologically, that puts her at a huge advantage. It's a great serve.
I think we see her using that in her expression after each point, too. Nice pick up from Sauma. Wow. But that's got to be frustrating for Sauma to hear Manilla screaming, and especially so close to her as she wins those rallies. And we saw her end game 1 like that.
Sure, and she's talking to
holding
herself.
her composure pretty well.
She's talking to herself in the back.
Yep.
And if you're not used to it, it can affect you. If you've never had an opponent that does that, it can get in your head.
I'm sure Sauma's seen this before, but sometimes it's a little uncomfortable to watch. It's 1 serving 10.
But we do see momentum happen when we watch other racket sports. Tennis is a good example where an underdog will go up against a better player and they do really well in the first set. And they fight really hard and then they lose that first set and they just fall away.
Yeah.
Similar to football, where we see a team who's lesser ranked, they fight really hard for 2, maybe even 3 quarters, and then the 4th quarter they just fall away.
Fizzle out.
And it goes down to mental fatigue, it goes down to physical fatigue.
It looks like Sauma challenged that call and she got it, so that earns her a point and she keeps serving. Oh, sorry, she earned herself a replay for the contact that they had. Now there's the side out for Manilla.
Yeah, she's trying that lob serve down the right, which is what I suggested earlier, but it's kissing off the sidewall. So if it's not working, you don't want it to kiss off the sidewall because then it forces you away from the middle. And so she might want to try the high lob, create some angles. Good pickup from Manilla. Oh, she tried to be cute. She's just got to swing through that. All she needed was 2 bounces down the sidewall, and that point was hers.
Yeah, she's skipping a lot of balls. 11 serves 2. Yeah, she looks like she's a little defeated right now as the score creeps up there, 12-2.
Manilla is really pushing the pace. She's attacking, forcing Sauma to go on the defensive. And Sauma, when she gets her chance, just can't put it down, and you saw it there. She left it up.
Yeah, she's leaving it just a little too high.
She looks very upset with herself.
Like
I think she hit her hand.
Yeah. Looks like she might have hit it pretty hard.
And I think as well oh, that's a foot fault. Good call from our official.
There it is, Sauma sneaks one by Manilla.
And she's just got to fight 1 point at a time. Focus on what she can control, which is a good serve to start. She goes to the backhand. That looked like encroachment. Good call.
Referee calls it. It's a point for Sauma. 3-13.
Very smooth backhand.
Yeah, like you said, Manilla just going for everything. She's really on the offensive.
And it's working. Sauma's a counterpuncher, but right now she's not able to counterpunch effectively. She's just keeping the ball in play. You see, when she has an opportunity, She has to put it down. That's 2 chances. And it costs her. You see Manilla, one more, she says.
Yep, this is match point now for Erica Manilla.
U.S. family and friends, coaches look on.
Yeah, they're crowding over on the side.
This would be big for them. There it is.
15-3, Erica Manilla wins. Team USA cheering on their new 18 and under girls single champion. Tim, any final thoughts before we talk to the winners and then talk to the Chinese delegates about our new and exciting adventure coming up?
Well, that's tough for Sauma. It meant so much. I talked to her last night about this, and it meant so much for her to be in the final. And game 1 gave her belief. She was up. She had an opportunity to close out this game, and she didn't. And I think that really affected her, and she didn't have the mental strength to regroup and fight again in that second game and play her game. Instead, she found herself just playing defense to Manilla's power and athleticism. Manilla cleaned up her game, a lot less skips in game 2, and ultimately that was the big difference between game 1 and game 2.
Well, congratulations to both players on an outstanding final. We'll hear from Manilla in just a minute, so don't go anywhere.
Welcome back, everybody, to the 28th Junior World Championships. I'm joined by Erica Manilla, gold medal winner of the 18 girls. How does it feel, world champion?
Feels great. I've been dreaming about this for a long time, so it's finally came true.
So what was it it was a really tough game 1. What was it in game 2 that really made the difference for you to come out and win so convincingly?
I don't know. My coach, Jody Nance, my mom was outside, my dad and brother are watching at home, and I just know that there are so many people supporting me, and I wanted it for all of them. And my coach, Jim Winterton, I know he was online as well, and it was just everyone that supported me. I wanted to play for them.
Well, this has been a long tournament for you, given the fact you're playing singles and doubles. And I'm sure there are many people at home who kind of want to understand what this is like being here at the juniors. And so tell everybody what this experience really means to you, having to fight through so many matches during the week.
This experience here is what keeps me playing racquetball. All the relationships I make, being able to play against everyone against the world and knowing that everyone is the best here that is playing is absolutely amazing. And to be able to say that I'm now #1, it's what I dream about at night. This is what I hear. I hear the national anthem. This is what I play for and what I dream about.
Well, following in the footsteps of her brother, congratulations on your win. And we're going to take a short break here before we interview the Chinese delegation that are here. So we hope you stay with us for that. You have a few things you want to say to people at home.
Thank you to my sponsors, Racquetball World and Rollout Racquetball. It's huge support to be able to get me where I am. Thank you to my family, NAU Racquetball all the way. Thank you.
Okay, we hope you stay with us. Short interview coming up next.